What's up, guys? Nick Rapazzi here, and welcome to the Paradise E6 YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on the Datsun again. Big main focus for today is to get the windshield out, the side corner windows, and get the rear hatch window out so we can inspect this rust and damage and stuff. Just quick overview, as you guys saw in the last video, we got the motor out, everything's cleaned up, and I did show you this rust, and then after we were done filming, me and James started looking at this panel a little bit, and it looks like this same exact rust was over here, but at some point someone just filled it with like a bunch of body filler and all that kind of stuff. So I got a feeling there's going to be a bunch of gremlins that we're going to find when we go through all of this. And it's the same thing with the so Benny had floors put in by some body shop that I don't know where, but it's like they half-ass put these in and didn't want to do the job correctly. Because if you looked at, because from what he told me, that he bought the whole floor pans for both sides, and they only installed like half, because as you can see, this stuff's still stock body stuff, and here's where like they were placed forward, because you can see that's flat and there's no contours like the stock body stuff is. And it just looks like instead of fixing any rust that was here, they just caked it with some sort of like body filler or some epoxy or adhesive or some stuff like that. Not exactly sure what they did, but we definitely have to get this sandblasted and see where everything is. But even where they connected the floor right through there, it's rusted through. As you guys can see, there's a hole. Get you guys right up there close in there. There's a hole right through the floor right there. So I got a feeling we're gonna find a bunch of stuff, but it's nothing that's too scary, not stuff that we can't take care of. It's gonna be a lot of metal work. We got a lot of body work to do on this thing, so I'm excited to get everything started. We do have everything in the back. I did vacuum up the inside of the actual car before I started up. I didn't want to film me just vacuuming, so we got this pretty much cleaned up. We got some more like rust stuff going on over here, and so I made a few phone calls to get this either sandblasted or dustless blasted, and I was getting quotes for $1,300 to $2,000, which for what they're gonna do and what they're gonna make this, it's not a bad deal. But I'd rather take that $1,300 to $2,000 and invest in the equipment myself, because this is probably not gonna be the first or last time that I do this. So I'm gonna get the air compressor, on the cheaper side sandblaster, get the power washer and the dustless blaster. So I'm gonna get both and test out both and see which one works better, and maybe I'll do both just to get certain places with the power washer versus doing it the sandblaster stuff. So it's gonna end up being cheaper for me to buy all the equipment and be able to use it again than to just pay somebody to do this once. It is gonna take a lot more time. Like with the dustless sandblaster, they could probably do this whole car in about an hour and have it down to nothing, where me sandblasting myself, imagine it's probably gonna take me a couple hours, if not a couple days. So I'm okay with taking a couple days if I'm gonna be able to reuse the equipment and use it on future projects. So I'd rather invest in equipment than pay somebody else to do it, because I know I'm gonna use the stuff again. But let me get a few things set up, and then we'll go over how we're gonna take the glass out. These side ones are pretty easy. These unbolt, and then these two glasses unbolt too. But let me grab a few things, clean up a little bit more, and then we'll get to it. All right, guys, so the window trim itself, this rubber piece that you guys are seeing right in here, this is what actually holds the window in. So the first thing you gotta do is just pry back all this chrome exterior piece, and it'll expose the rubber so you can get at it and pull it out. So I'm gonna time lapse me just pulling all this stuff out, because it's gonna take a little bit to get this actually out, and then I'll show you the rubber gasket as we get all this chrome stuff out. All right, so we got all the chrome piece out, and if anybody who's in the military remembers old 915 windows, where the rubber gasket goes on the window itself, and then you have to take like a piece of rope or a wire tie or a mechanic's wire and put it on the inside of the rubber gasket, because the rubber gasket's what goes in between. It's basically, it's sandwiched in between the pinch weld that goes all the way around here and sandwiched in between here. And the pressure between the two is what actually holds it in. So this is kind of very simple to actually remove. You just have to, and this is stuff so dry ride, most of the stuff's just going to fall apart. But it's got two corner seals that you can cut, peel up, and expose the actual window, and then you can get in and cut along the whole line, and this should just pull right out. So this is probably gonna take me a little bit longer than it took with the chrome trim, but I'm gonna throw you guys into a time lapse. We're gonna cut all the way around and pull this window out and get it done. It does have two rock chips in it that Benny said that these happened a long time ago. They've always been like this. So what I'm gonna do once I have this removed is I'm gonna bring this to a window shop and see if they can actually fill these in or fix these. And if not, if they can't get this fixed, I'm gonna see if I can source a window, or we'll just go to the plexiglass stuff and we'll put a brace in the center, and we'll do the rear in the same way if I have to. So let me throw you guys into a time lapse. We'll get this cut away, and then we'll get this glass out. All right, guys, so we cut away all the rubber gasket, and if you saw my first cut, I cut down and towards the glass to clean the glass, or the rubber that was over the glass part here. And then my second cut, I cut along the body line just so I can get the extra rubber gasket pieces out that might get hung up on anything, just to make sure that there was nothing in the way whatsoever. And then now I have this plastic, it's for taking off like body panels and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and shove that in between here. I don't wanna use something metal because I don't wanna crack the glass itself. So that's why I'm putting this plastic in, and we're gonna run this all the way around just to break it. There shouldn't be any like sealant or anything in between here. It's just this rubber seal is, I don't know, God knows how old it is, probably 20, 30 years. And it's, as you saw, like most of the stuff when I was taking it off, it was sticking, cracking, and just falling apart. So we're gonna get this under there, slide it all the way across all surfaces, and then hopefully we'll be able to pull this out. So fingers crossed I don't break this thing. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. We don't break the glass any more than we already got with these two pinholes, because I'm 90% sure that they can fix these and we won't have any issues with that. So hope that I don't break this thing. Let's get it out. All right, guys, like I said, I hope we didn't break this thing, but it did end up cracking. And as you can see, it came right from where this pinhole is, and it just cracked all the way down here as we were pulling it out. I didn't pull on it hard or do anything crazy. It's just, I kind of knew with this that me trying to get this out, this would spider crack from this area or that one. So this is basically going to be useless. I'm still going to put it off to the side and keep it in good condition, but I really don't think this can be fixed whatsoever. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but yeah, it's right there. You can see the crack in it all the way across. And as much as I wanted to save it, I kind of knew that was going to happen, but this is what the gasket looks like. And this is, let me see if I can show you the inside. So this is the inside gap that I was telling you guys about. So this part right here is what was in between here and here. And as you can see, they got this like leather wrapping stuff on that. So this stuff's all going to come off and probably not go back on, because we're going to tie the roll cage in here with gussets and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of this stuff isn't just because of the way the roll cage is going to be, it's not going to be able to go back in. But hope we have better luck on the rear window, because there is no, let me throw this stuff over there. Do gotta clean all that shit up. But there is no crack in the rear window, so I'm hoping that this will be easier to save. But let me get this glass off the roof. I'll set you guys up, and then we're gonna go through the same process with this and cutting this glass out and getting this glass out of the way, so we can see a little bit more of the damage that's going along right in here. So all right, guys, so the rear hatch was way easier than the windshield was, and basically it doesn't have any curves or anything. It's pretty much straight. So, and the rear hatch seal was a lot more dry rotted than the front, so a lot of it just broke up and just came up in full pieces. But this is all out. I really wanted to take this out just to see the structure and see what is what, because this bottom half is all rusted. As you could see, there's like a 1/2 inch of Bondo, or 1/4 to 1/2 inch of Bondo in here to fill it, to make it flat. And these rear hatches are kind of scarce, and they don't make an aftermarket one. If they did make an aftermarket one, I would 100% buy one, but it's kind of hard. And there is one that's like 4 hours away for a decent price, and I could go get it, but I think spending the 10 hours driving around isn't going to be as cost effective as me cutting out this rust and welding in a new piece. And because this is just basically pretty much almost a flat piece here, it's got a little bit of curve to it, but you're going to get that curve as you put the metal down anyway. So I think what me and James are going to end up doing is cutting it right along the inside of this line right here, cutting it at the pinch weld right here, and going right down to the bottom and just replacing all of this. And if you'll look at here, this rear wing was molded into the back of this, and I'm not sure what rust is under here or what this is going to look like. So at some point, I'm probably going to try and get this rear wing off, cut through the Bondo, get it unmolded, and then we'll see what's here. But this is really, it's just a flat piece that comes out to right around here, and we'll be able to just put a new piece of metal, fix where the lock goes, and fix the locking mechanism, because as you can see right here, the piece is missing. We do have the piece, and the shocks were unbolted, so the rear hatch will stay down. And but we're gonna fix all that, get the hatch or the locking mechanism working again. And I'm gonna say we're probably gonna repair this piece, because it's gonna be a pain more to be driving around and getting one, and the rust repair on this isn't that bad. If we just cut this out and weld in a new piece and do all the body work for that, it'll probably take us 3-4 hours, and it'll look like brand new again. So I'm gonna get to the quarter windows, and these are way simpler than, well, I say that, but they're probably gonna be tough when we go to pull them out, because it's just 4 screws that are holding in the window itself. And it looks like, I don't know if you could tell in the picture, but that one right there, I could tell stripped out, and none of these bolts look like they've been removed in a very long time, like everything else in this. So we're gonna try not to strip them, but it looks like we might have to drill a couple of these out. But Fingers crossed, hope for the best. Let's get to it. All the glasses out. We're pretty much where we need to be for right now with this thing. I am going to come in and remove like the last little bits of stuff that's still going on in here. I'm almost positive I'm probably going to get rid of these brake lines, put all new stuff in, because we're going to be upgrading the brakes. These are like, again, everything in this thing's like close to 50 years old, and it's not that expensive or hard to run brake lines when there's nothing in this. So I think along with the fuel lines, we'll run brakes. I do want to run a hydraulic e-brake in this, and I'm going to see if we can get a second caliper, but if not, we'll just tie it into the rear calipers, so we'll have a hydraulic e-brake on as well. Most of my day tomorrow, I'm probably not gonna make a video tomorrow, is gonna be just going through all of this stuff and just organizing what I actually am gonna keep and what I don't need but I'm gonna save, because I told you guys I'm gonna save everything for Benny just in case he wants any of this stuff, and put it in the other basement. So tomorrow is just gonna be like a clean up, get most of this stuff that I don't need out, and get ready to pull the Corvette in, because since we're at a standstill with this and it's pretty much gonna get pressure washed and then sandblasted, I'm gonna get the Corvette in and we're gonna start building the turbo manifolds. I did order a tube notcher, so this way we can get the right angles and cuts for all the tubes and everything, because I'm making everything custom. So, but we'll go over that when that comes in. We're probably gonna pull the Corvette in the next like 2 or 3 days and just start ripping things apart that we need to get at for building the turbo kit and setting all that up. So we'll end that here and just be done with this, and I'll check in with you guys again on this project before I actually pull it out and we get everything going. But that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you got any questions, put the questions in the comments below. And if you haven't smashed the subscribe button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.